The film opens with a young man named Bart Millard who is 10 years of age and lives in Greenville, Texas. His father Arthur, Dennis Quaid, is a heavy drinker and scolds and deprecates Bart as well as Bart's mom. Bart generally has earphones on to pay attention to music and makes things out of miscellaneous items. His father flies off the handle at him and tosses every one of his little manifestations into a fire pit. Bart's mother takes Bart to 7 days in length Christian camp and prior to dropping him off says with tears, "You realize I love you, right?" Bart says okay and goes to the camp. As he's strolling in, he meets another youthful camper named Shannon who gives Bart the general tour, and they become quick companions. During the camp, Bart pushes over Shannon's diary and uncovered a drawing saying, "Shannon loves Bart Millard," and he begins to become flushed. Shannon faces him about the diary the following night under a firecrackers show and says that perhaps some time or another they'll fall head over heels. Youthful Bart returns home from camp with a moving truck before the house and figures out that his mother is moving ceaselessly, and he pursues the truck not too far off shouting for her not to leave. In a leap forward a couple of years after the fact, Bart, J. Michael Finley as a youngster, is in secondary school, and he and Shannon are dating. Bart is a football player like his father was. During a training, Bart breaks his leg or lower leg and is taken to the medical clinic where his father illuminates him that the specialist said he would at absolutely no point ever play in the future. Soon after the mishap, while at school, Bart is spotted by the music chief singing a melody and she's moved by his exhibition and gives him a role as the lead in Oklahoma without his consent. Bart tells her he will not make it happen, however she persuades him to make it happen. He plays the job and blows everybody away with his singing. The following morning, Bart's dad is at a coffee shop and sees a handout for the show with Bart recorded as the star, and he falls over in his seat in clear torment, and it's not satisfactory in the event that it's a cardiovascular failure or something different. After going to the emergency clinic, he's educated that he had low glucose and a mass in his body. We figure out soon it's pancreatic disease and he doesn't seem like he needs treatment. Bart is somewhat standoffish all through this piece of the film, and Shannon continually squeezes him to open up and share why he's stinging about his dad kicking the bucket. He declines to and even tells her he doesn't adore her, what makes her extremely upset. A couple of months after the fact, after moving on from secondary school, Bart quickly passes on Texas with his guitar to seek after a daily existence in music. He winds up in Oklahoma City where he meets a band that would ultimately turn into the gathering MercyMe. They are circumventing playing to youth camps and Christian associations, and they grab the eye of maker Scott Brickell, Follow Adkins, who works with the band and tells Bart he should be all the more genuine, to which Bart becomes a piece protective about however chips away at. Bart attempts to reconnect with Shannon during this time, however she reprimands his advances. Scott gets MercyMe a Nashville grandstand with many record chiefs and furthermore acquaints him with Christian singing stars Amy Award and Michael W. Smith. Bart is really apprehensive and visits their ears off before somebody whisks him away. The grandstand works out in a good way for MercyMe, and they're behind the stage trusting that Scott will return and report what all the record leaders say. Bart can hardly pause, and he goes out to converse with every one of them who all let him know he's either not sufficient or not prepared. Bart takes the news hard and stops. Scott persuades him to avoid that. However, Bart concludes he wants to return home and right a few wrongs prior to getting back with the band. Bart returns home to find his dad has been perusing the book of scriptures and is dealing with improving as a man. Bart doesn't know whether he accepts his dad's new character, particularly after all the truly misuse. However, in the end, he learns of his dad's grave condition and that he's dealing with turning into a decent Christian, and they bond toward the finish of his life. An additional couple of months after the fact, Bart's dad dies. After the burial service, Bart goes back on a mission to join MercyMe. While on the visit transport, he is struck by motivation and searches in his diary to track down the words, "I can barely comprehend," composed on each page. So he says, "All right, Jesus," and starts composing the verses to what will be the tune, "I Can Hardly Comprehend." He sends the melody to Scott, who oddities out about it, and he plays it for Amy Ward, who loves it and needs to make a big appearance it on her new visit and collection. Bart says he needs however many individuals as would be prudent to hear the melody, and Amy is who will get that going. So at the show where she will sing it, interestingly, Amy is too moved by the opinion of the melody and can't sing it, so she welcomes Bart up in front of an audience. He continues to sing the tune with Shannon in the group, and the spot goes crazy for the melody. After he sings it, he envisions the theater void with only his father there applauding him. He pursues up the walkways the melody and embraces Shannon and tells her he cherishes her. We figure out in the postscript that the melody went triple platinum and that MercyMe has since had 21 hit tunes and is one of the greatest Christian groups ever. Much thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for many more movies.